Have you ever walked into a room, met someone new, and suddenly felt your mind go completely blank? It is the most common feeling in the world. You want to make a connection, start a job, or just make a new friend, but the words get stuck. You know the English, but you don't have the pattern ready in your head. It's that moment of panic where you wonder, what do I say next? Today, we are going to destroy that panic. We are going to build a complete system for you to talk about your life, your history, and your personality, so that the next time someone asks about you, the answer flows naturally and confidently. Hello, friends. Today we are going to master the art of talking about yourself. This is a skill you need every single day. Whether you're meeting new people, making friends, starting a new job, or traveling the world, people are always going to ask about you. They want to know the basics. What's your name? Where are you from? What do you do? What are you like? These questions seem basic, but they are the foundation of all communication. If you can master these simple, useful phrases and patterns, you make the language a part of you. We're going to go through this step by step, and I want you to listen and then say the words out loud. Shadowing me is the best way to learn.
Part 1. Your name. Let's start with the very first step, your name. This is the key to opening a conversation. It sounds easy, but there are nuances here. There are two very common patterns that you can use. The first one is formal and classic. My name is, and then your name. For example, my name is Tom. The second pattern is slightly more casual and very common. I'm, and then your name. I'm Tom. Both of these are 100% correct and natural. Now, here's a detail that makes you sound more fluent. You can add more information about your name. You might say, my full name is Thomas, but people call me Tom. This is very common in English-speaking countries. On a passport, it might be Thomas or Rebecca, but in daily life, everyone uses a short name or a friendly name. We call this a nickname or a short version. If you introduce yourself by saying, my name is Alexander, but people call me Alex, or my name is Catherine, but people call me Kate, you're making the introduction personal. It immediately breaks the ice. A little cultural tip here. In English-speaking countries, people switch to these short names very quickly. It isn't rude or impolite. Actually, it is a sign of friendliness. So you can decide how you want to be addressed. Saying, my name is Rebecca feels a bit more formal. Saying, I'm Becky feels friendlier.
Part 2. Where you're from. Once people know your name, the next question is almost always, where are you from? This is the universal, friendly way to start a conversation and help people understand your background. The most useful pattern is simply, I'm from, followed by your country. I'm from the United States, or I'm from Spain. I'm from Japan. But to make your answer stronger and better for English conversation practice, you should try combining your city and your country. For example, I'm from Cairo. It's in Egypt. Or I'm from Tokyo. It's in Japan. This is helpful because even if the person doesn't know your specific city, they will understand the country. You can also be specific about the region. You might say, I'm from Munich. It's in the south of Germany. Now, what if your life story is a bit more complex? What if you moved around? There is a perfect pattern for that. I was born in place A, but I live in place B. For example, I was born in Spain, but I live in Mexico now. Or, I was born in a small town, but I live in a big city now. This gives the listener a little window into your life story. If you haven't moved, you can emphasize that too. You can say, I was born in London, and I still live in London today.
Remember, in English-speaking cultures, people love to connect over places. If you say, I'm from Italy, don't be surprised if they immediately start talking about Italian food or a trip they took to Rome. It's a friendly way to keep the conversation flowing. Part 3. Your age. The next topic is age. The question is, how old are you?
Now, I have to give you a cultural warning first. In English-speaking countries, people don't always ask adults about their age immediately. It can feel a little too personal. However, if you are talking to children or teenagers, it is very common. If you ask a child, "How old are you?" they will happily say, "I'm 7" or "I'm 10." But for us adults, it's still useful to know how to answer. The basic pattern is, "I am 40 years old," or just, "I am 40." In casual conversations, most people drop the years old part. It's faster. "I'm 28. I'm 41. Everyone understands that right away. If you want to be a little vague or less specific, you can use decades. This is a softer way to answer. You can say, "I'm in my 20s," or "I'm in my 40s." This covers the general range. "I'm in my 40s" could mean 41, 45, or 49. You can even be more descriptive. You can say, "I'm in my early 30s," which means 31, 32, 33, or you can say, "I'm in my late 40s," which implies 47, 48, 49. And if you have a birthday recently, you can use the phrase, "I just turned." For example, "I just turned 18." This means you became 18 very recently. Or, "I'm almost 30," meaning you are 29 and the birthday is coming soon. Part 4. Family. Family is a huge topic for small talk. When people are getting to know you, they are curious about your background. The most common question you will hear is, "Do you have brothers or sisters?" Sometimes people use the word siblings, which just means brothers and sisters combined. You should have a clear answer ready for this. You can simply say, "Yes, I have one brother," or "No, I don't have any siblings." To make your English sound richer, use adjectives like older or younger. Instead of just saying, "I have a sister," say, "I have an older sister," or "I have 2 younger brothers." This one small word adds so much detail to your picture. If you are the only child, there is a specific phrase for that. "I am an only child." This tells them immediately that you have no siblings. Sometimes people want to know your position in the family order. They might ask if you are the oldest or the youngest. You can answer, "I am the oldest child," "I am the middle child," or "I am the youngest." Another aspect of family is your living situation. People might ask, "Do you live with your family?" This is about who is in your house right now. You can answer, "Yes, I live with my parents," or "I live with my wife and children." If you live by yourself, you say, "No, I live alone," or "I live on my own." If you have roommates, you simply say, "I live with friends." Part 5. Work and study. Now we move to a very important topic, work and study. This is something people ask about constantly. When you meet someone new, one of the first questions is often, "What do you do?" Please remember, "What do you do?" means, "What is your job?" It does not mean, "What are you doing right now?" This is a common mistake for learners when they're mastering their self-introduction in English. If you are working, the simple pattern is, "I am a," followed by your job title. "I'm a teacher." "I'm an engineer." "I'm a nurse." To make it more interesting, add where you work. "I'm a teacher. I work in a secondary school." Or describe the type of work. "I'm a taxi driver." Or "I'm a cook. I work in an Italian restaurant." If you want to sound more professional or detailed, describe who you work with. For example, "I'm an English teacher. I help learners learn English in a natural way." This gives a fuller picture of your daily life. But what if you don't have a job right now? That's okay. You can say, "I'm looking for a job right now." Or a very polite phrase is, "I'm between jobs." If you stay home to manage your house and family, you can say, "I'm a homemaker." Or, "I stay at home with my children." If you are a student, the answer is slightly different. You say, "I'm a student." Then you add your subject. "I study economics," or "I study history." You can mention your location too. I study at Oxford University. Many people do both. If that's you, you can say, I study business and I also work in a shop. Or, I'm a student, but I have a part-time job in a cafe. This paints a complete picture of your busy lifestyle. Part 6. Your personality. Finally, we come to the most interesting part. Who are you inside? Sometimes you want to describe your personality. People might ask, what are you like? Be careful with this question. What are you like means, what is your personality? It does not mean, what do you like to do? To answer this, you don't need complicated long words. Simple, powerful adjectives are perfect. If you enjoy talking to people, you can say, I'm friendly. If you try your best at work, you say, I'm hardworking. If you like helping others, you say, I'm helpful or I'm kind. If you are quiet, you can say, I'm shy. You can combine these. I'm friendly and patient. Or, I'm shy, but I'm curious. If you are in a job interview and they ask, how would you describe yourself? You want to use positive, professional words. You can say, I'm creative, I'm reliable, or I'm organized. You can also talk about your energy levels. I'm active, or the opposite, I'm relaxed or easygoing. If you always try to see the good in things, say, I'm positive. If you like listening to new ideas, say, I'm open-minded. Conclusion. So, we have shared a lot today. We talked about how to introduce your name, your origin, your age, your family, your work or studies, and your personality. You have learned that you don't need long, difficult sentences to speak English well. Short, simple patterns are enough. I'm Tom. I'm from the US. I'm friendly. These are powerful. The secret is to say them with confidence. Practice these patterns today. Practice in the mirror, practice with a friend, or just practice in your head. The more you use them, the easier it gets. I hope this video gives you the confidence to talk about yourself in English anytime, anywhere. If you found this lesson helpful, please hit that like button. It really helps the video reach more people who are learning just like you. And don't forget to subscribe to English Glow for more lessons that help you shine in English. Until next time, keep learning and keep believing in yourself. Bye for now.